This video is brought to you by Nightingale, a sprawling fantasy survival game where you craft, explore, and battle for glory across the mythical Fey realms. Out now! Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the biggest fantasy games releasing this year. If you're looking forward to these fantasy titles, then the Fey realms of Nightingale are waiting for you to discover. Nightingale is a sprawling fantasy adventure game where you hunt, explore, and craft to survive and thrive. As a realm walker, you'll craft realm cards that open portals and let you traverse gorgeous immersive worlds with 3 unique biomes, from burning deserts to magical forests and dangerous swamps. In each realm are creatures big and small to hunt, with apex monsters offering the greatest rewards and challenges. Wield powerful magic and a wide arsenal of weapons, from axes to revolvers. Defeat nightmarish beasts to craft stronger gear and weapons, gather resources, and build your sanctuary. Manage your estate to grow your power and become a Realm Walker legend. Play solo or with up to 6 friends in co-op. Nightingale is out now for PC. Number 10. Unicorn Overlord.
Yet the answer is clear as day now. The path before us is laid bare, and all that remains now is to walk it.
Developer Vanillaware has brought us some remarkable video games over the years. Whether it's their captivating stories or unique signature art style, their titles have kept us hooked from start to finish, and Unicorn Overlord looks to continue this trend. Reminiscent of games such as Fire Emblem, Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG set in the fantasy continent of Fevryth.
Freely traverse an expansive world. Gather new allies. Forge your bonds.
Taking control of the Liberation Army, players will battle it out against the Zenoiran Empire, freeing the regions from their control on a vast overworld. You'll be able to reclaim the throne of Cornea when the game releases on March 8th.
Unicorn Overlord. Available March 8th, 2024.
Number 9. Senua Saga, Hellblade II.
You may see them as gods. We will show you what lies behind their eyes.
Wait.
Developed by Ninja Theory, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was a surprise hit for many back in 2017, and its upcoming sequel is looking to build upon and improve in many ways. The game will feature a brand new and refined combat system, which was one of the many criticisms of the original. It'll also delve even deeper into Norse mythology this time around, which is sure to have an even greater effect on Senua's mental state.
What if we get lost forever? What will happen to them? What will happen to you?
Unlike its predecessor, Senua Saga Hellblade II will be released exclusively for Windows and Xbox Series X and S on the 21st of May and will be available through Game Pass. For those of you who haven't yet played the first one, now is the perfect time.
What will I become?
Number 8. Auden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Noah, a brash guard, fearlessly plunging into the throes of war.
The PlayStation 1 was an absolute juggernaut for JRPGs in the 90s, and for some, the Suikoden series was the best it had to offer. Considered a spiritual sequel, Auden Chronicle 100 Heroes is directed by Yoshitaka Murayama, the creator and brains behind Suikoden 1 through 3. Players will take control of 3 different protagonists, Noah, Sin, and Marissa, and form alliances with over 100 heroes across the land.
With over 100 potential alliances, each bond strengthens your might.
The game will feature classic turn-based combat, but also a war mode, which will pit large opposing armies against each other. Auden Chronicle 100 Heroes will release on April 23rd for most modern platforms.
Auden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Number 7. Visions of Mana. Dating all the way back to the era of the original Game Boy, the Mana series is one of Square Enix's most beloved franchises, and although we've had remakes like the excellent Trials of Mana, it had been a very long time since the last mainline entry. Announced at the Game Awards 2023, Visions of Mana will take the series to new heights, vast open areas, and stunning visuals. The Mana series has stood out for its exceptional action RPG combat, and Visions looks to succeed that with modern upgrades. It's been almost 18 years since Dawn of Mana, and you won't have to wait much longer as Visions will release later in 2024. Number 6. Black Myth: Wukong. Despite what little we know about this game's story, Black Myth: Wukong's incredible trailers have more than piqued our interest. Inspired by the legendary Chinese tale Journey to the West, players will take the role of a monkey based on Sun Wukong, who will take on a wide variety of mythical creatures, big and small. For those who have played it, it's been heavily compared to the Dark Souls franchise, and judging from all the footage we've seen so far, those comparisons are more than fair. Black Myth: Wukong will be released during the summer on August 20th for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Oh, sweet destiny.
Number 5. Final Fantasy XIV: Dawn Trail. Ever since the relaunched Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn came out, Square Enix has been hitting it out of the park with its fantastic expansions. While many thought that Endwalker would be the conclusion to the FF14 saga, and in many respects it was, Dawn Trail continues the story, taking players to the continent of Tril, also known as the New World. As with the other expansions, you'll be able to unlock 2 new jobs, this time being a Viper, a dual-sword melee class, and Pictomancer, a magical ranged DPS that battles using a brush and easel. Players will be able to explore these new lands when Dawn Trail releases in the summer of 2024. Number 4. Avowed.
Turn heroes into queens and kings, and decimated our foes.
Let's face it, it's probably going to be many years before we finally get our hands on the Elder Scrolls 6. Luckily for us, Avowed will most likely fill that gap when it releases later this year. The game is developed by the great minds at Obsidian, who have an incredible track record of RPG hits such as Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity.
Now our oaths are lost, forsaken.
While the game is not a full open world like the Elder Scrolls, the game will contain many large open areas for the player to explore. The combat, however, appears very similar, with your typical swords and spells, but with the inclusion of guns to spice things up. Number 3. Metaphor: Ref Fantasia.
国民の信託を最も集めし者が次なる王となる資格を得るものとする。
2024 has already been a huge year for Atlus, with the release of Persona 3 Reload, and it's looking to continue that success with its highly ambitious new fantasy title, Metaphor: Ref Fantasia.
僕のいる世界の出来事は君にとっては絵空事。
まさか人間？
The game is developed by Studio Zero, a team within Atlus made up of key Persona series staff members, most notably series director Katsura Hashino, as well as artist Shigenori Sojima and composer Shoji Meguro. Metaphor: Ref Fantasia will feature a very unique blend of real-time and turn-based combat, as well as a very familiar calendar system. While we don't have an exact release date, Metaphor: Ref Fantasia will release sometime in the fall of 2024 and has the potential to be one of the biggest hits of the year.
Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
Number 2. Dragon's Dogma 2.
He's a mere mummer. Then where might our true Arisen? Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be!
This one has been a long time coming. Ever since the original was released back in 2012, fans have been clamoring for a sequel to the fantasy epic. And that wait is almost over, as Dragon's Dogma 2 will finally release on March 22nd. Much like the first game, the action RPG will take place on a huge open medieval fantasy world, only this time, it's 4 times larger.
Arisen.
You need only believe in your own destiny.
The class-based vocations will also return, including new hybrid ones such as Mystic Spearhand and Trickster. Capcom have had an excellent track record in the last few years with their AAA game releases, and Dragon's Dogma 2 is looking to be no exception. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Man, I believe he called them.
When it was first announced that the remake of Final Fantasy VII would be a trilogy, many had their doubts. The release of Final Fantasy VII Remake put all of our fears to rest though, as it was an excellent game, and we're now more than hyped for its follow-up, Rebirth.
Yeah, I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth.
While the first game was more linear in its focus on the city of Midgar, the sequel will feature a more open world with plenty to explore. Square Enix has said that the story length will average at around 40 hours, but those of you completionists will be looking at almost 100 hours of playtime. We won't be waiting much longer for this game, as it releases very soon on February 29th.
You know that I killed her. So, who is she?
Which fantasy games are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments below.
That is most unfortunate, but it doth not release thee from thy fate.
This video is brought to you by Nightingale, a sprawling fantasy survival game where you craft, explore, and battle for glory across the mythical Fey realms. Out now!